Good evening, soldiers. Welcome back to Demon Souls. Today, we're finishing up the game. Theoretically, I did some reevaluating. We might have a couple more things to do. But to go to the final area, I figured why not keep this cannon and wear the armor that we came to the Nexus in. So, just kind of doing a little role playing there. So, anywho, we're going back to the Penetrator Artstone. Artstone of the Demon Penetrator. The King's Tower, once a symbol of Boletaria, is now ridden with dragon claw marks, with only the old king watching all from his broken throne. So, spoiler alert, dragons. Lots of them. Actually, there's only 2 dragons, I believe. 2. Not including the one we already murdered, the red dragon. But we'll get to that here shortly. We'll get to dragon stuff here in a minute. Because this area is actually widely considered among the Souls fandom to be one of the bad parts of the game. I guess you could say. First things first, I need to make... Okay, I've still got my long bow. Ugh, bow, excuse me. Oh, he's still here! Hello. That's very interesting, considering... Because once we go to the Nexus, normally, things, respawn. Respawn. Be very careful. This area is very, very interesting. Come on. If I can kill these guys, we can talk a little bit, just a tad, about lore. There we go. Bam. And bam. Okie dokie, so we got full moongrass, 3 of them. Heavy bolts. Storied soldier soul. And another storied soldier soul. So, here we've got another one of the dragons. Clearly, from the longsword sticking out of it and the arrows, this dragon was, technically it's a wyvern. But when we fought the red dragon, that's the whole kind of debacle I was trying to bring forth. But anywho, obviously it was killed by the Boletarian military. Interestingly enough, they cut off its tail. People that have played Dark Souls know that it's pretty common to cut off. As a matter of fact, it's very common to cut off dragon-type enemies' tails, and in turn you get a weapon. So it's very interesting that they cut their the tail off. Perhaps it was made into a weapon at some point, which not that I'm aware of. I don't think it's a dragon bone smasher. As a matter of fact, I know it's not because it's made out of dragon bones. Or actually, it could be, but obviously it was a weapon. Or, not obviously, but I mean, they could have taken the tail and manufactured it into a weapon of some sort. Possibly, there's another sword, I forget what it's called, but I think it has to do with dragons as well. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 3 red phantoms. This is going to be a fun time, especially the one with the shield. But if we can just get the one guy over here, we should be all hunky-dory. Oh, yes. Yes. That went extremely well. I am very impressed with myself. It's a little bit... Okay, I guess that doesn't... I don't have to talk about that. These 3 particular phantoms are very... They're the talk of a lot of subjects on Demon Souls. As you can see, he dropped the Penetrating Sword, a long straight sword used by the Penetrator. One of the heroes of Boletaria, as the name states, its thrusts are especially powerful. Because of its irregular size for a straight sword, its use requires great strength and technique. it does require 22 strength and 16 dex, so I can actually use it. Might use it for New Game Plus. I cut out a part in an earlier part saying that I'm going to do New Game. I'm going to stream a New Game Plus, see if we can beat the entirety of the game. But we'll see. We'll see. But these three particular Black Phantoms are the cause of a lot of debate, because he obviously dropped the Penetrator sword, the boss, the Penetrator. And interestingly enough, the Black Phantom with the shield is very reminiscent of the Tower Knight, which that begs the question: who is this lovely lady over here with the bow? Which boss does she represent? The only one that I can think of that, the only one that I can think of that remains is the Phalanx. However, the knight over here, the one that looks to be wearing the Grasswood set, actually. I think it's a Grasswood set. The set that that the Bjorn and Valorfax wear. I believe it's a Grassroot set. Something like that. Oh boy. You don't want to get hit with that spear. Speaking of which, the spear actually belongs to the Phalanx. Oh wow, I didn't know you could do that. Interesting. That's very interesting. I didn't know you can roll into him and it breaks his... Oh, I think I figured out what it is. What it is I'm getting on top of the dragon's corpse and dropping onto him, and it's considering it a full-blown drop. So, very interesting. But anyway, back to topic. His shield, or his spear is the same shield... the same spear that the Phalanx used. So, it begs the question. This has two traits of the bosses, of both the Tower Knight and the Phalanx, which again brings us back to the question of who the NPC with the bow is representing, because there are no bosses in Boletaria that have any bow abilities. I can get that bleed on him. Damn it! Back to the subject of that spear. It's the Scraping Spear, which back in the olden days of Demon Souls was the kind of troll weapon of the series, simply because it causes your equipment durability to drop drastically. And actually, while he's doing that, I'm going to switch to the Penetrating Sword. Just because my Uchi-Katana is broken now. Thank you very much for that. We'll see if we can kill him with it. Regardless, I'm going to have to make my make a trip down to the Nexus again to repair my equipment, because it also affects your armor. Delicious. And we got another copy of the Tower Shield. By the way, I did go back and get the Tower Shield from down below, back in the tower where Bjorn was, as well as the item that the Red-Eyed Knight had dropped, which was actually the Purple Flame Shield, another one. Excuse me. So looks like she has a falchion, actually. I can't exactly tell which kind of weapon it is, which again, no boss enemies use the falchion. So it's very, very interesting indeed. Ooh boy. We're gonna finish up our Crescent Moon Grass, because it's not super good, actually. Excuse you. She's definitely got good reflexes. careful. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves right now. I've got plenty of grass, so we should be in relatively good shape. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. We did it. And we got the white bow as well. Let's take a look at item descriptions. A longbow made of gnarled wood. With 2 intertwining strings, it is a legendary weapon said to be impossible for a human to handle. It has an extremely long range, as we saw. Obviously, she was very skilled with a bow if she was able to use it, considering it says that it was considered impossible for humans to wield, which could potentially mean she's a demon. But, however, we'll get into a little bit more discussion about that here in just a moment. And we got another copy of the Towered Shield. I haven't read the description on it. A gigantic shield used by one of the Boletarian heroes, the Tower Knight. It is said to repel all kinds of malice, but it is tremendously heavy and difficult to handle. It is considered the largest of the known types of shields. That it is. It's, I believe it's actually bigger than the Adjudicator Shield as well. But they flat out said that the hero of one of the heroes of Boletaria was called the Tower Knight, as well as the Penetrator. Very interesting name to give one of your heroes. We're going to keep talking about this while I head back to the Nexus to repair my equipment. But, anywho. Again, the lady with the white bow, there's no reference to any boss that used the bow, which could potentially mean that at some point Boletaria was meant to have another boss, or there could have been another boss in general around the area that that was able to, that's main weapon was a bow, which I have seen some of the videos regarding some of the cut content for Demon's Souls, and if I'm remembering correctly, there's no reference to anything that says that there was a boss that had the ability to use a bow. Not that I'm aware of, at least. We need to stop by Thomas as well. But, anywho, she's the only one that seems to be, that seems... Obviously, she's the third hero of Boletaria. That's a given right there. But, we don't know anything about who she is. Interestingly enough, however, her design looks kind of similar to, our miracle friend over here. M'Bassa. Her design looks very similar to her. However, I seriously doubt that there's any anything connecting between the two. And Biore's back here, so we might as well talk to him as well.
To challenge the king. You may be a great demon hunter, but I fear you may not be ready. The king is defended by the black souls of mighty knights and a fire-breathing dragon. They defeated even myself. That's how I ended up in the dungeon. Beware the limits of your own power. Beware the limit.
So, of course, Biore obviously states that he was defeated by the 3 heroes that we just defeated. So we've already surpassed Biore in that regard. However, as I mentioned a little while ago, it did seem as though the Tower Knight was wearing Biore's set. Now, obviously, Valorfax is dead at this point. I believe, I forget where they said, but they did say that Valorfax returned, and I believe they said somewhere that he also died. But, they could have meant that Valorfax indeed became possessed by a demon, or lost all his soul and hollowed out, shall we say, and possibly became the Tower Knight. I don't believe there's any evidence to show this, but just something that's very interesting considering that the Black Phantom was wearing the same set that Biore is wearing. By the way, I am also aware that his name is Biore. I am making a joke, children. Oh, God. Thankfully, however... Oh, air conditioner. Once you kill the 3 Black Phantoms, they are gone forever, thankfully. So that went extremely well considering. My equipment took a bit of a hit, but it's okay, it's okay. Stone of Ephemeral Eye. Don't need it right now, but, you know, definitely nice to pick up. And then we can head on. Ooh, lizard. Get back here, lizard. Gotcha, lizard. And chunk of sharpstone and pure sharpstone. That's actually very excellent for me because that means I can upgrade my katana. Well, I still need more resources before I can do so, but we're on our way to maxing out the katana. Nope, no you don't. I'm not letting you do that, sir. Got another full moon, what, 4 full moon grasses. This is great. We're getting a lot of items, and I'm perfectly happy with that. Whoa, 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 whoa. This was Dark Souls 2, I would have died right there. Not quite enough stamina to finish him off in one combo. However, 1 full combo and 1 extra hit, just enough. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Everything's going smoothly today. I like that. Now watch me get wrecked by the boss. We've actually got 2 bosses left. 1 main, well, 3 technically. On a technicality. Actually, we got 4 now that I'm thinking about it. On the technicality. And here's that other lovely wyvern that we saw earlier. And the bane to many people's existence, might I add. People are not a fan of this thing at all. So, you remember our good old friend Red Dragon, correct? Well, we're going to do something rather similar. I bought many, many, many arrows. And I'm going to try and kill him. So I will see you guys once I come back. Oh, man. That is not a lot of damage. We might need more arrows. Okay, he is finally gone. I came to the horrible realization that I do not have enough arrows. So I went with Plan B and used a lot of my whatchamacallit, the Old Spice that I will never use. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's delicious. Okay. Okay, we did it again. We did it again. This time I won't die. Oh no, sir. There you go. I'm not letting you do it again. No, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Okay. Now I gotta run! Gotta run. Forget the lizard. He's not worth it. At least not right now, he's not. So goodbye, Mr. Lizard. I've gotta go and save my friend Biore. Because Biore is trying to take on the dragon single-handedly, And I just realized I certainly hope I have enough arrows to kill him before Biore dies. No! No, 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 no! Okay, so I am in a very foul mood. I've been shooting arrows into this dragon multiple times. What I went ahead and did is I died many, many a times making the run back here, and I'm very upset about that. So what I'm actually going to do is try something a little bit different. I've got his health down to about half, so I'm going to book it. And hopefully I have enough time. I should have enough time. I did it. I did it. Okay. So first things first. I'm going to talk to Ostrava. Quickly.
Oh, it's you, is it? My father is up above. Well, what's left of him? He's transformed into a fiendish demon. I began this quest in the search for truth. It seems I was a fool to even try. Please, kill my father. In his degenerated state, he can live in peril to the lands. This key is the volatile mausoleum. Inside the mausoleum are my father's two sons, Soulbrand and Demon. Use them to put an end to this madness.
And then poor Ostrava dies. But, unfortunately, we're not going to let Bjor die either, so... Or, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because Bjor's a pretty cool dude, so we're not going to let him die. I really hope I can do this, because I'm going to be very upset if I can't. Sure hope that's damaging him. I'm gonna see if I can get a better angle on him. Motherfucker. Anywho. Yeah, we're not going to do this anymore today. Episode's over for today. My bad, guys. I'm in a very frustrated mood. I'm going to kill that dragon off screen, and then we'll finish up the boss fight. Promise. Okie dokie. So, after shooting like a million arrows into the blue dragon's butthole, I finally killed it. Off screen, of course, because this took place over the course of 3 days, actually. With the way that Demon Souls saving system works, it only allows you to download it from the PS Plus once every 24 hours. The save data, that is. Unfortunately, speaking of unfortunately, Biore died, so I'm not even going to try and do that right now, but there are a lot of legendary heroes' souls here, so lots of legendary heroes died here, quite obviously. Here's where Biore was. And he's got another, interesting. He's got more of the brushwood set. And I can't pick up any more of it. Thankfully, we already have the brushwood set, so not a big deal. Well, shit. Is there anything I can drop? Oh, not really. I don't need the claws. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Drop. Drop. That's about all I can drop, isn't it? Actually, I'm going to drop the brushwood shield, because I've already got one. Or do I? I feel nervous about it. I was about to get really upset about that. let's go over here. Jeez, what in the world is it? I do already have the brushwood set, so I'm going to drop a little bit of that. Drop that one. Knight shield. And a knight sword. Okay, that's not bad. The knight sword's actually relatively good. And brushwood leggings. Alright, so we'll just leave that over there, because after this we can stop by at Stockpile Thomas. Okie dokie, so next things, I need to Stone of Ephemeral Eye, because I want to go into this boss fight with full health. Also, the run back to the dragon took many times. I don't know why. I just forgot how to play the game, and that's very weird. Oh, there he is. I was gonna say, he should spawn in. As you can see, I did get a lot of the full moon grass. And a Stone of Ephemeral Eye to replace the one we just used. Perfect. Okie dokie. So, this character up here is, obviously, Ostrava. Whether it's the actual Ostrava, the one that just died, or it's merely his soul continuing. Ooh, he has some pretty good chip damage on that. We're going to take this nice and slow. Nice and slow. Because I don't want to die. Especially after I use the stone. Come along. Come on, Ostrava. Do it. Do it. Okay, so that's your aggro range, eh? Getting a little reckless there. There you go. Ooh. That was a good shot there. We'll get into a little bit more Ostrava lore here in just a moment, after I finish the Phantom. Okay, he's bleeding. He's bleeding! Oh wow, that's not very good bleed damage at all. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Rune Sword, and I actually do want to drop a little bit more of the Brushwood set so I can pick up his shield. I imagine the leggings weigh the most. It says there, but it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And we got his rune shield. I don't remember if that has any lore to it, but let's see. An exquisitely crafted golden shield, strongly enhanced with magic. It protects the users from magical attacks. It is a shield of the legendary hero who used it with its matching rune sword. Exquisitely crafted golden sword. Its physical attack power is negligible, but it is enhanced with powerful spells and protects its wielder from magic. It is a legendary hero's weapon that forms a matching set with the rune shield. So, who is the legendary hero? I don't know. Nobody knows. But obviously, it seems that royalty, it might have been royalty considering the intricate design. And possibly it was someone down the line of Ostrava's family. Not necessarily King Allant, but it could have been somebody from further down the generation line. Okie dokie. Let's use the elevator, and we can deal with it. As for small lore tidbits, it's up for debate whether that's the original Ostrava or if it was a demon possessing his body, or soul in this case, and of course, you know, losing his soul, he went insane and tried to attack us. Or I don't know. That's about it. But of course, we can imply that Ostrava commits suicide there at the end because, you know, here in Demon Souls, you don't necessarily just hollow out like you do in Dark Souls. When you lose your motivation in life, you hollow out in Dark Souls and, you know, almost instantly, quote-unquote, die. In this case, however, it does, you know, Demon Souls isn't as closely related to Dark Souls, so it's implied that he killed himself. That's just a little bit of lore tidbits. And here is the quote-unquote final boss. This is old King Allant. Back in the day, granted, this is technically my first time fighting him, for realsy. This was widely considered to be super difficult by the Souls community because he was the first enemy like this. But, you know, after 3, technically 4 sequels, if you want to count Bloodborne, we've fought enemies like this lots and lots and lots, so he's not that big of a deal. Well, evidently he is. That's okay, that's okay. This gives us a chance to go back to the Nexus, drop off our stuff, and head in there proper like. Unfortunately, we won't be able to pick up the items that we left where Biore was. Also, thankfully, once you kill the dragon, it's gone, so we don't have to deal with the dragon no more. Okay. Okay. I'm more disappointed in myself because he's not hard. Like, he's not hard. I'm just terrible, as I've said many a times already. I think I've already said that a lot during this video. Okay. Thankfully, that one's pretty easy to avoid. Watch me eat shit. Okay. Doing this again, aren't we? Okay. Could have gone better, but that's alright. I'm getting really tired of that move. There we go! That's what I like to see. Okay. Keyword in that trophy. The False King's Trophy. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh. Well, duh. I haven't picked it up yet. Obviously. I do like the idea that King Allant, air quotes here, was watching us the entire time as we made our way to the to this area. Because if you look carefully, you can see the area where you first spawn, obviously in super low res, but you know, still a thing. The False King's
How
demon.
did you defeat my precious demon? No human has an appetite for souls such as you. The rest is up to the Old One. If it is to be, you shall be beckoned.
Alright. So, mysterious voice. Whoever could it be? Spoiler alert, it's the real King Allant. The soul of the demon False King. It radiates an enormous power, grants the holder a large number of souls, blah 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 blah. Keyword is the False King, meaning we didn't really fight Allant, we fought his demon. But, anywho, next time, we're going to finish up a couple of things, and then we're going to finish up the game. So next episode is the last episode. So, as always, this is X-Ray 169, signing off.